Late night hangs, crack a high life. Yo, Mike get mad, riding steady, taking it slow. Laughter and smoke fade, go in the flow. Kicking back tight, let the good times grow. Mike get mad, we roll real deep. Chillin' with the homies, ain't losing no sleep. Mike get mad, vibe so true. Late night legends coming straight to you. Rhymes stay tight when the night moves fast. Stories get wild, but the jokes still last. Fago fizz popping and the smoke gets thick. Mike drops beats, math talk is slick. Mike and my we roll real deep. Chillin' with the homies, ain't losing no sleep. Mike and my vibe so true. Late night legends coming straight to you.
Pop that Fago, light it up slow. Mike and Mav, the late night show.
We are back after a week off.
Yeah, I had
for important goddamn reasons.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think I had a good fucking excuse for not being here.
You have a damn good excuse. You was sitting in that uncomfy ass little fucking cuck chair.
Yeah, the hospital cuck chair.
The hospital cuck chair. You spent like fucking 4 nights in that bitch.
Yeah, because I decided I was gonna have a fucking kid. Retarded.
Hell yeah.
So
spreading them jugga jeans across the nation.
So now I got a baby.
Bro, your kid's gonna get so many bitches pregnant.
Oh, dude, that would be tight, dude. Like spread my lineage like Genghis Khan, dude.
Fucking A, dude. You're gonna have so many fucking grandkids that are gonna have their faces painted. See, I can't say that because I have a daughter.
Yeah.
And that's not like I'm gonna be like, oh, she gonna have so many kids with so many different dudes. No, that ain't cool. But
yeah,
you'd be like, oh, dude, my kid gonna be knocking everybody up.
Yeah, I like how it's funny. It's like, yeah, you definitely have a different context over there. You're like, she's gonna have 1 to 2 kids max with one fine gentleman.
No, you don't understand, bro. I've taken it way beyond that. I've considered recently. I've even been looking it up. The price of joining the country club, which may be like half my paycheck every week.
Yeah, but you want her hobnobbing, don't you?
Yeah. See, that's it. I want her to be finagling with that actually sounds too sexual. I want her interacting with high society types, business owner types, So I figure if I spend half my paycheck to join the country club, like I could go to country club events, do the family events. You be rubbing elbows with the sons and daughters of rich people.
Do you need that?
And then whenever she gets married and stuff like that, I might get a Corvette for my future son-in-law.
Right? Because that's it. They marry her, but they're stuck with you.
But see, with you could be like, man, my kid's going to keep the gathering of the juggalos populated.
Dude. Mav over here uplifting my spirit.
Oh, is that uplifting your spirit? I'm just showing. I'm expressing my jealousy, bro.
What'd you think of Elimination? No, you didn't watch Elimination Chamber, did you?
I didn't get a chance to, dude.
The ending was fucking wild.
Well, see, my kid, you'll experience it too, is at the age to where they kind of like have their own thing, and she wanted to watch D&D.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they were watching D&D, they were playing D&D, and then they wanted to watch D&D while Elimination Chamber was going on. And my TVs in the shop right now are right next to each other, so I couldn't watch both, because if I put one on, it'd be distracting to the other, and But we had pizza. We watched Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves.
You should have just been a dick. I would have been like, no, it's wrestling night. Go to your room.
But my daughter's showing interest in something I like, so I'm kind of pushing that.
Here's the thing. I have a boy. What do boys like more than pro wrestling, dog?
D&D.
I'm gonna. This is a pro wrestling house first, bro.
Yeah, but what do you do after you watch pro wrestling? You fucking drink and you play D&D for twice as long as you watched wrestling.
Well, yeah, but I'm not gonna have him playing D&D.
It's a hard choice, dude. You got to admit that's a hard choice.
I would just do both.
Yeah.
I would watch wrestling and then go play D&D because I don't even plan to have him.
But also, we're full-grown adults, so we can do whatever the fuck we want.
That's
These
right.
are kids with bedtimes.
Right, and you know what his bedtime is? When I start playing D&D.
Yeah, for now. But what happens whenever he's 12 years old?
He's not playing D&D with me.
Well, no. He should have his own group by then.
He's never playing D&D with me, Mav. That's gay.
No, he should have his own group by then.
I don't.
My daughter has her own group.
Okay.
I don't play D&D with them.
Look,
I don't play D&D with a bunch of little kids. What do you think I am? Some sort of pervert?
Yes.
No, my daughter DMs for her little friends.
What I'm saying is I'm not trying to pass on the D&D.
Dude, pass on the D&D.
That's my hobby.
I'm gonna make your kid play D&D. Oh fuck, that sounds perverted.
That's my hobby that I do with my
kid. I'm gonna be your son's dungeon master.
Yeah, Mav. I play pretend with my adult friends. Okay,
He gonna call me Uncle Mav.
Me and Uncle Mav are gonna go play pretend now.
Dude, I'm Uncle Mav now, bro.
D&D is something I do with me and my crew. That's not going to be something I'm going to be having him. He's not going to be at the table. He's going to come in and be like, "What are you doing?" And I'm going to be like, "Nothing. Go to bed." It'll be like in the 70s, like when like our parents were like playing like Parcheesi and having a fondue party, and then our parents wandered out and they were like, "Get your ass to bed."
Yeah, right. Look at Chief 10 Beers. He's used to run that shit like an MC. Your kid's gonna act like a prospect delivering beers to you guys till he earns the right to sit at the table.
Okay, you have that's marginally believable, yeah. But
hey, you're running low. Do you want another one? Uncle 10 Beers. Hell yeah, I want another one.
Uncle 10 Beers. We already talked about that. And Uncle Roach.
Uncle Roach, Uncle 10 Beers, Uncle Mav.
Yep.
And I'm not sure about Gimp, bro.
Nah, he's just Gimp.
You don't want your kid going like, "Oh, yeah, my Uncle Gimp."
Nah, he's just Gimp, dude.
Yeah, he's just the Gimp. Dude, your son's going to fucking be done prospecting before Gimp is.
Yeah, well, that's because my son will end up like being less bitch made than Gimp.
So I've been toying with the idea of maybe trying to earn my way into being a prospect. Toying with the idea, but that kind of gave me the thought. Maybe instead of like letting people join your table right away, you should make them prospect.
Fucking 10 Beers personally vouched.
Yeah, see, there you go. He vouched for him, so Gimp is prospecting.
Yeah. And then 10 Beers was like, "Oh, I never drank with this guy. I want to rescind my vouch." And it was like, "It's too late. You vouched."
Yeah, dude, like fucking
the vouch is there. Maybe you should do a little more. Maybe you should know a little more. You remember how selective and bitchy I was about anybody joining us?
Yeah, back in the days of the fucking esoteric orders of the esoteric order of the Thundercock.
I was such an asshole about anybody joining our table.
Maybe you should revive that order.
I didn't think I had to. I mean, for the longest time, it was just me, Gene, and Roach. Or 10 Beers, I should say. Me, 10 Beers, and Roach. And then you occasionally. I was fine with that.
Dude, do the esoteric order of the Thundercocks the same way we did Steel Marauders. I bet it would work this time.
You think? Well, yeah. With Gene's crazy enough.
With your guys, with the guys you have this time, it would work.
Instead of like lazy ass Derek and Chadwick.
Yeah. And who else? Oh, and fucking Isaac and Joe.
Oh no, they weren't in the Marauders.
They weren't in the Marauders?
No,
Who all was in the Marauders? Me, you.
me, you, Derek, and Chadwick.
I feel like there was more than that. I feel like there was at least one more.
No, it just feels that way because Chad was always calling meetings.
God, we should never have made him president, dude.
We did it to make him feel good, remember?
We did it just to shut him up because
Yeah.
we wanted him to be happy. We
And then
figured we do that because it's a meaningless title for that
Yeah.
group.
And then everybody decided I would be vice president because they thought that I could keep Chad in line.
Yeah, it turned out I was the one who had to keep Chad in line. I was on the I was the SA, dude. I was
What
the
were you?
I was the sergeant at arms.
Yeah, and then Derek was the treasurer.
Which looking back on it now, that was a bad decision.
Yeah, it was. Actually, you probably should have been president. Chad could have been a pretend sergeant at arms.
Yeah, I should have been president. You should have been VP. Chad should have been. Oh God!
I probably should have been I probably should have been the treasurer, based on because I schedule and do all kinds of crazy shit at work. I probably should have been.
I can see Chad as a good VP.
Yeah, Chad.
As long as there's somebody to rein him in.
In case anyone's wondering what we're talking about, this is our fake motorcycle club we decided to make when
it wasn't a motorcycle club; it was an automotive club
that was about motorcycles.
No, because we were doing the cars and everything.
Oh yeah. We didn't want to be an MC because it was a little too
Yeah, because that was the height of fucking popularity of what the hell is it called?
Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, that's it. We didn't want to be all fucking gay and start a fucking MC.
Yeah,
because everybody was trying to do that shit right then. So we started an automotive club, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
I think it lasted for like a month.
This is Chad. Chad has bitch tits.
Yeah, you made him cry.
I made him cry so hard.
Yeah, because he started doing that thing where. Remember how he wasn't wearing shirts?
Well, he was wearing sleeveless shirts and he wasn't wearing a deodorant.
And he had BO that smelled like.
No, dude, you don't understand. Like, I don't need to wear deodorant because I air my armpits out on the way here from riding my Honda.
His Harley compatible. Yeah, dude, and his BO smelled like Blake's Lotaburger onions.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
If anybody listening now doesn't know what Blake's Lotaburger onions smell like, just imagine getting a fresh yellow onion.
And I don't know if they
juice.
I think they
cut that bitch until you start crying.
Yeah.
That's what Cat's armpits smell like.
No, grill it a little bit too.
Grill a little bit. You gotta get if your sinus passage is not completely congested by the time you're done, you don't have it right.
Yeah.
That's Chad's armpits, dude.
Yeah, because you got to grill it up and really open it up a little bit, and then you got it.
And see, that was like the big thing too, because like remember, like I was gonna get my my 1964 Cadillac hearse. Fucking it was already running and shit. We were just gonna rebuild that, and
we had some, and then Chad just ruined
projects from more cars than bikes.
Yeah, and then we really couldn't deal with Chad.
Chad was the biggest piece of shit, dude.
Yeah,
dude. If you guys just like clean out my stepdad's garage and like basically kiss his ass and like let him be like the boss of all of us, then like he can let us use his garage. I'm gonna do it. I got a garage.
Like we could use a shitty building that he has in Kirtland.
I have a 3-door garage that's literally already built for building hot rods.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, you don't understand.
I remember now, dude.
This is a big one. Yeah.
I remember now. I don't know how we got talking about the Steel Marauders.
I was saying, like, you should make GIMP Prospect.
Yeah.
You should be like, GIMP, You've been hanging out with us for a while now, and we wanted to.
So
We're
look,
thinking about making you a permanent part of the crew.
I'm
So
gonna tell
you're
you,
a
I
prospect.
I was thinking about this, dude, when I was in the hospital with my wife, right? And that experience that I had in there, it shaped me. First of all, men are the real victims of labor and childbirth. Us. We are the real victims. Watch, dude. I was thinking about this. I'm on some
No,
stuff here.
no. I want to hear this.
You do. Okay. Look, man, I put a lot of thought into this when I was there. All right. So I'm going to break this down for you. Okay. So the modern birthing experience in the hospital is a satanic inversion of how things are supposed to be. Okay. Are you following me, dude?
I'm following you, dude. I gotta
This
loosen my
is
belt for
this
this.
shit. This was sure. Where are you going, dude?
I'm loosening my belt for this, dude, because I'm
Oh,
gonna be doing some fucking deep belly laughs.
yeah, he's got to get comfortable. But I'm telling you, this shit was not right. And it was so not right that I detected the devil in this place. All right, listen to this, man. So you know that historically, so throughout time up until our very recent gay post and like industrial era.
Yeah, women who gave birth standing up. They were the strong ones.
No, well, I mean,
Period.
childbirth was always a female dominated event.
Yes.
Historically, labor and delivery was handled by midwives, mothers, female relatives.
Yeah,
Men,
and men showed up to smoke cigars and fucking
that's
like, oh,
right.
this is my boy, take a picture, and then they're done.
But it wasn't like back in the day. What you're speaking of more like 50s shit.
Yeah, that's the pinnacle of male society.
Go way back further than that. Men
Oh,
had
even deeper, more masculine.
yes. Men had a separate role as providers and protectors, ensuring well-being, working or whatever. So their absence, they weren't there for the birth of but it wasn't neglect. It's because they were busy and they had no role in the
They had to
process.
fucking strangle some saber-tooth tigers.
Yeah, and they were out in the field, bro. They had to get them crops. They had to smith iron and shit, dude. They didn't have time to be in the fucking birthing tent.
They were fucking working with some leather, making that shit fucking
And
connect fucking like suits of armor and shit.
that's how shit was supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
But then modern medicine has inverted this natural order. The rise of hospital birth and medical intervention has
The
eroded.
invention of the fucking hospital cuck chair.
Yes, the cuck chair has eroded the traditional birthing structure. Now men are expected to be present, despite the fact that we have no practical function in there except being miserable, and the nurses like that we're miserable. I detected that. It shifts men into a passive, uncomfortable role instead of being out there doing what we're supposed to be doing. And I also have come to the conclusion that the forced male presence in the delivery room is a form of ritualistic submission.
I'm gonna make you mad, bro.
Hang on. Before you make me mad, hang on. I'm on one, okay?
All right, get on it.
So instead of leading and providing, we're forced into the cuck chair to be silent observers in a process because, we're not allowed to complain about anything. I can't be like, man, this cuck chair is uncomfortable because then I get yelled at by the female staff. But I think this reflects a broader gynocentric shift in society where we're increasingly being placed into roles of passivity and compliance. The expectation that men must witness the labor serve no practical purpose. It's about control, not necessity.
I could see that. I could vibe with that.
And there's a reason I called it a satanic inversion. It's because the masculine and feminine roles have been deliberately blurred, forcing men into unnatural positions. Childbirth, once an exclusively female process, is now used as a tool to strip me of my authority and autonomy and stick me in the cuck chair. Instead of embracing our God-given roles, I'm expected to submit to some postmodern ritual that weakens my vril. Okay.
I'm with you.
Are you with me?
I understand.
Okay. It's also a humiliation ritual.
It is.
It is.
It is.
It
And
is.
you pardon it.
Well, I didn't. Like I just explained, there's no choice.
Would you like for me to piss you off now?
Yeah, sure. You're gonna piss me off now?
It was May 29th. I was on my way, traveling at 150 miles an hour in a Duramax diesel, all the way to Durango. But I was in the passenger seat. My mother was in the driver's seat.
Okay.
Rolling coal all the way to Durango. We got into the parking lot. She did 2 donuts in celebration.
Mm-hmm.
Smoked the fuck out of those rear tires.
Mm-hmm. Bad investment. Okay.
Because my baby mama announced to me that my child had been born.
So you weren't there.
No, I wasn't there.
Just as God intended, Mav. I'm not
Yes.
pissed at all.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
With a 1,500 foot-pound of torque delivering
Mm-hmm.
badass fucking truck with a mother who understands, with a grandmother who understands what it means to be a man.
See, you were out there doing man shit as God intended. Imagine if I had been told my son was born, but imagine I was with like Roach and Tin Beers and we were smoking cigars
Imagine your mom.
and celebrating.
Imagine your
Wouldn't-
mom driving you to the hospital at 150 miles an
right?
hour.
And then I go
Drifting to the parking lot.
I go to the hospital later to see him after he's all, cleaned up and not gross.
My mom did 2 donuts in the emergency room fucking part in the where the emergency room drop off is where the
Yeah.
ambulances go. She did do 2 donuts in there. Turns out that she wasn't even anywhere near that place, but that's where I went in.
And I was like in the chair. I was like crippled in the chair, looked like this. I looked like Quato inside that dude's belly. I was like this.
I ran inside, went up the elevator, found my baby,
Found your baby.
changed their diaper, kissed my baby mama on the forehead, and told her good job.
Good job.
Hugged Linda and called it a day.
And then you went home and like drank a bunch of beers.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's exactly what I did. You did it wrong, bro.
Yeah, I know I did it wrong.
That's what you get for not having a high torque fucking vehicle, for not doing donuts in the parking lot while smoking a cigar. That's what I did. Well, my mom did donuts while I smoked a cigar, but still, I was in the passenger seat. My mom gets it.
Mm.
It's not dead, bro. You just didn't live it. Maybe on the next one.
Yeah. Oh, you're a fucking funny guy, dude.
Me and you are both too fucking old for another for
Mhm.
2 of them.
I already told her she's getting back on birth control.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
no
like I
more.
said, me and you are both too old for 2 of them.
Jesus Christ. I mean,
But hey, your kid is gonna grow up and fucking populate the gathering.
that's right.
He's
That's
gonna
right.
up there get like fuck. He's gonna hit like 6 nettins and get fucking 5 of them pregnant.
Were you convinced though? Did you like what I put together there?
Oh,
Or you're like,
it just made you sound like a cuck.
yeah, you're like, I don't care. I didn't even do any of that. So you're just, yeah, I'm just a gay.
I'm like, none of that happened for me.
Yeah, I'm just a gay cuck in the cuck chair, fucking wadded up like a piece of chewing gum. The nurses come in. The more uncomfortable I looked, I swear to God, the happier they were.
Do you want to know the reason that I did the way I did? The real reason?
There was a reason.
My baby mama was induced, had labor induced. 3 days prior to my child being born, and I was there for that. and they told me to go home because it ain't gonna happen anytime soon. So just go home, wait it out, and they'll let me know when it's happening.
Nobody fucking told me to go home. They
And then nobody told me when it happened. So except for Heather. Heather messaged me and said, "Hey, she's here." I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" And then I called my mom, and my mom's like, "My mom showed up with the fucking quickness, dude. like, like I was getting in my car. Like I called my mom as I was getting my shoes on. I grabbed my keys, run out the door. My mom's outside.
And she's probably like, let's fucking
Like
go.
it took her literally less than 2.5 minutes to get to my house. My mom was like, "Let's go see my fucking grandbaby."
Ooh. Yeah,
Yep.
so that's what's going on with me, dude. That, and I bought a cool new gun today because I actually needed one. I sold my Tech 9 because it was completely unreasonable. I was like,
God damn it, dude! I wanted to buy that from you. I was gonna pay you fucking 25% markup.
all right, but buy it from my dad then.
What did you charge him?
$450.
I'll pay him 600 for it. Tell him that.
Okay, he probably wouldn't take it. He'd probably say, "No, give me $5."
Tell him that then. Fuck.
You know how GM is.
I figured GM would have fucking recognized a fucking good deal because I was gonna give you 6.
Well, he might. He might be like, "Fuck, Mav, give me $750. He's a son of a bitch." I don't know. Fuck. I'll. What I'm saying is like it ain't gone, dude. It's like it's still like 20 feet away from me right now. I just
Okay.
sold it to my dad because I wanted the. It wasn't like it's a cool gun, you know. I bought it because
I'm buying a Dyna here in a few months, and if you can't have a Dyna and not have a fucking cool ass gun.
that is true.
I mean, I miss my Uzi, but like a fucking Tech 9 would be a perfect replacement for that.
Yeah, it's the other quintessential 1980s drug lord guard gun.
Yeah. Dude, I miss my fucking Uzi. I fucking shot out some people's back windows with that shit. Statute of limitations is passed on that, so
many such cases.
some little fucking Mexican dude fucking cut me off. He looked like a fucking teenager, and he pissed me off. Cut me off. I just stuck it out the window and fucking blew out his back window. He hauled ass and took off. So I figured he was still alive. So
yeah. My speaking of my dad there with the Tech 9, my fucking boomer ass dad. Have you been paying attention to like the executive? Like he's just talking about all these executive orders that are coming out from Trump. He's like, English is the national language now, and he's
I heard that.
He's all stoked on that and some other.
Yeah, and Trump and Vance kicked fucking Zelensky out of the fucking White House.
That was pretty funny.
That was fucking dope.
That little fucking gay boy.
Fucking little gay. That little fucking gay boy.
The thing is, they're all talking about these like, oh yeah, and he's doing this and he's kicking transgenders out of the military. And I mean, I don't know if I'm too like black pilled and pragmatic, but I'm like, I don't give a shit about that, dude. Eggs are still like $12 a dozen.
Yeah,
and gas went up. It's more now than it was last week. It's like
you got to give that one a minute. I'm black pilled as well, but with that one, I do understand being where I live and like talking.
Well, they just killed like they're talking all this shit, and they just killed 20 more chickens because of bird flu, which is not what they're doing. They just don't want us eating eggs. They're reshaping the food supply.
That right there is all fucking stupid. That 100% I am black pilled on. But as far as the gas goes, they have to backtrack a lot of orders that Biden did because Biden made it really fucking hard
to drill or do anything. I get that.
Well, he made it illegal. He made it illegal to drill on a certain type of land, and that certain type of land marked whatever X land is not okay to be drilled on, and then they marked a bunch of fucking high priority fucking drill sites as excellent. So it's gonna take a minute. Give it a year. It'll be good.
Man, that's a bold claim, man.
Not really. I've just been listening to so many fucking boomers coming in and out of the fucking my work that are there for exactly that, for drilling and fucking oil field and gas and shit like that. And I don't mean oil field and gasoline. I mean like literally gas, like the methane and the fucking propane, all that shit that comes out of the fucking ground.
Mm-hmm.
Because my area runs on oil and gas.
Yeah.
But I've been hearing them bitch about that and talk to me about that. But that's what they said's going on. So I believe the grunts more than I believe the politicians.
About 30 minutes in. I think we're going to do a little shorter one this week. Sorry, fam. I'm tired. I done had a baby.
He pushed it out himself.
Yeah. I told you.
Right out his dick hole.
I told you that men are the real victims. So real quick, why don't we take our break?
All right. What do you have for us? I know you've been thinking about this.
Oh, this song. I knew I had a break song, so I found out what it was. Man, I can't talk today. I have a break song. I found it while I was jamming out, and I was like, damn, I got to play this on the show. It's Shakin' the Blues by the Screamin' Cheetah Wheelies.
I have no idea what that is, but it sounds fucking amazing.
Yeah, dude. I heard it, and I was like, damn, this would be a good break song, dude. So I'm going to play Shakin' the Blues by the Screamin' Cheetah Wheelies. That's a fun name. Yeah. And then we'll be right back.
That looks like some Elden Ring shit.
I know. It actually does, huh? The album cover.
Yeah.
And when we come back, I want to talk about some shit that was fucking freaking me out.
Alrighty.
All right, so we'll be right back.
So I came back down. Don't try to stop me, 'cause I'm ready.
Dude, we're back. You
What
look
the fuck?
you look so funked out by that song.
Dude, those guys were like fucking 10 years too late to be fucking Motley Crue famous.
Yeah, they almost made it.
1991 is when they formed that band.
Yeah. Those guys fucking rock, don't they?
Those guys rock so motherfucking hard.
Yeah, I was watching your face while that was playing. So your face was my face when I first heard that. I was just like, "Oh fuck,
Like,
dude!"
who the fuck are these guys and why have I never heard of them?
Yeah,
Oh, they came out in 1991. That's why.
yeah,
If they would came out in 85, fucking A, dude.
yeah. They missed it by that fucking much, dude.
Holy shit.
And that song slapped so hard that even though they missed the mark, it still was a minor chart hit.
Holy fuck.
Now you take that back, like you said, 6-7 years. They
Yeah.
would have been huge, dude.
Yeah, those guys are fucking badass.
Yeah, that whole album is like that, by the way.
Holy shit.
Mav got funked out hard.
No, I'm over here like when it's playing in my mind. I'm on two wheels. Harley Davidson, fucking cruising down the fucking road, drifting fucking corners and shit, doing burnouts, leaving my naked dickhead bitches, drinking beers. Fuck yeah, dude. That's doing lines of coke. Fuck yeah, that's my shit.
Mm.
God damn, that's Trans Am music.
Dude, it really is. Or as I always called it, horny Camaro rock.
Well, that's what Trans Am music is horny Camaro rock. Well, that's what a Trans Am is. A Trans Am is a horny Camaro.
A Camaro if it's horny.
Tell me I'm wrong. A
Yeah.
Camaro gets horny, gets right up there fucking rock hard. That's a Trans Am.
Yeah. When a Camaro gets a fucking boner, it's a Trans Am.
That's why Pontiac's better. I'm sorry.
That's fucking that's good, dude.
I'm a Pontiac guy. Fucking, it's in my blood. Like, I got that shit right there. Boom. Look at that.
Damn, you really
That ain't a 1%er tattoo. That's a Pontiac tattoo.
This guy, he lives it.
I have it on my chest like a superhero emblem.
Yeah, he lives it.
For
There's
those who
no
are
fucking
only
denying that. What was the other thing I wanted to talk about was this fucking, you know, that liminal space, the fucking backrooms image. You know the backrooms image, right?
Yeah.
It fucking every time it fucking pisses me off every time I see it. When you look at that image, do you know the one I'm talking about?
Send it to me. Because I think I know.
I'll bring it up right here.
I'm probably wrong.
This fucking image, dude, and it fucking chaps my ass every time I see it. And I don't know if it's like a psychological thing, but watch.
Yeah.
You know the one I'm talking about? This one right here?
100%. Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah. All right. When you look at it, does it chap your ass?
No, why?
I don't know. Just look at the room. That doesn't make you mad?
Looks like an empty office building.
See, what a reasonable fucking response. Why does it make me feel all fucking somehow about it? You see that shit?
Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of work that needs to be done. Like if I was if I was a delivery guy or a fucking like maintenance guy, I'd be like, fuck, I'm at so many desks in here.
So it doesn't do anything for you.
No, nothing.
Why the fuck does it elicit like such a visceral reaction? And it's not just me, it's a lot of people. Why do you think that is?
I guess I'm just not as high level on the spectrum as you.
I think you might be right, because speaking of that, I had to find out what was the lore on this image.
Okay.
Trying to figure out why the fuck it bothered me.
And You went to the Reddit community, of course.
Well, I went to several places to find out that it was originally posted on 4chan in 2019, and the caption described it as a place. It's a place you end up if you no clip out of reality.
Yeah, that's Backrooms.
Yeah, and it caught on because it feels like eerily familiar, but nobody knows why. And then it spawned that whole thing of liminal spaces. You heard of that?
Have you ever been in the house that's been like up for sale?
Yeah, I
You know,
don't care. Yeah, I
you
felt
ever
uncomfortable.
accompanied your parents on like an open house that doesn't have any furniture in it?
Yeah, I felt uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
My house felt weird as shit when I was looking at it.
Weird, huh?
But that started a whole nother thing. You know what
You know
liminal
what's
spaces
weird?
are?
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Now that I think about it, it kind of does because after I moved out of the 6th Street house and pulled all my furniture and everything out of there, that's what the house looked like after it was empty.
Yeah, it was just barren and creepy.
Barren and creepy. Yeah, after I've like having all the memories I've had in that place. I'm sure I'm gonna get that again here soon. Whenever I empty all this place out here in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. Do you know what liminal spaces are?
No.
You've never seen those? There's like meme pages dedicated to them where they're like empty malls, abandoned office buildings, and like long,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and they're like your brain expects people to be there, but they're not. So like you get like it,
It's a sense of like nostalgia lost.
but like with a little bit of unease.
Yeah. It's like man, that like you see like you said the malls, like the empty malls with the fountains that aren't running,
Yeah.
and there's no stores up. All the stores are empty, and there's no signs up. Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I'm like, why the fuck does that make people uncomfortable? Is it like some primal fear that we don't understand? Like, what is that?
Maybe it's a we're seeing it the same way we see ruins.
Mm, that's an interesting idea.
Like it makes you face reality on like how temporary we are.
Yeah, it makes you get real metaphysical about things.
Yeah, like you go into some like old ruins of like well, of course or of course us growing up where we did.
Yeah, I've
I'm
been
sure
to
you've been on
ruins.
tons of field trips of ruins that are completely empty and they just look barren and lost. And like you like, oh, cool, another empty room. Oh, whatever, another empty room. And then you see it at a modern setting that you're used to. Like,
Yeah,
oh shit, this is a ruin now.
that's that's kind of a disturbing way to think about it, isn't it?
Yeah, we're temporary beings, dude. We're only here for a short while.
That is true. Maybe that is what makes people uncomfortable. Like they're subconsciously noticing that, but they're not really processing it, or they don't want to. So they're
May-
just like,
Maybe the Freemasons fucking knew about this, and that's why they tore down the World's Fair as soon as they did. They
because they
didn't want
were
people walking through that and feeling bad.
be like, these are the ruins that we can't make anymore.
Yeah, we did this once, and this art is going to be lost.
Freemasons didn't want to leave liminal spaces in the fucking World's Fairs.
Could you imagine what that would have done to us as a society?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of already is now. They managed to like bury it for like 100 years or more, 200 on some of them, but
But
now that
who could
people
have
are
predicted that we could have looked it up like within like half a second?
yeah, now that people are rediscovering them, they're getting mad and like feeling all fucking disgruntled about the World's Fair.
So we come up with all these fucking weird fucking things like we did on the last episode.
Yeah. I don't even remember what we did on the last episode, dude.
Well, no, not the last episode. It was the episode before that when we were talking about the fucking World's Fair and like all and Tombstone.
Oh yeah. The fucking fake ass history. Dude, that feels like an eternity ago.
Yeah, it does. Because you're a dad now.
Yeah. Well, no, I like got traumatized in the hospital, dude, by the matriarchy.
Yeah, the matriarchy in the hospital. Dude, I understand what you mean by being part of the whole pregnancy journey and being a man. You're there's no reason for you to be there, but they insist on you being there. Like I don't mean like the birthing process, but I mean everything up to that, because they're like it's like a system to beat you down and tell you that you have no control over anything.
Yeah. And if you complain about anything, you're like, oh, this is your fault.
Well, not only that, but like, oh, well, how do you feel about this? Oh, okay. How does mom feel about this? Okay, that's what we're gonna go with.
Yeah, we're gonna do that one. Yeah. Yeah, that face.
Why did you even ask me then, bitch?
Well, at least you got lucky. At least somebody asked you something. Nobody asked me shit.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, the thing they asked me the most was, do you want to terminate the pregnancy? You guys aren't married yet, so do you want to terminate the pregnancy?
You want an abortion? We love abortions.
Like, it's not too late. It's not too late. Time's running out. Window's closing.
Abort.
Like, I had to deal with that for like 9 fucking months, dude. Because like our whole thing was done through Colorado.
Yeah.
And Colorado has been pushing a bill. They have been trying to get a bill passed for postnatal abortions up to 2 weeks.
Is that for real?
Yes.
Well, Colorado should sink.
Yeah, Colorado has been pushing a bill, has been trying to get a bill passed that look it up. Says that you can have a pregnancy terminated up until the 2nd week of the child's birth. So like 2 weeks after the baby's born, you can just fucking kill it. Not right now, but that's what they're trying to do. But like all the way, the whole 9 months, the whole 40 fucking weeks, they were trying to, they kept trying to talk us into fucking an abortion, dude.
Why'd you go to Colorado, dude?
Because their hospital's better than San Juan Regional.
Okay, I worked there, so yeah, I can agree with you. Yeah. So I don't know. I just saw that today and I started thinking about it, and I was like, why does this image cause such a discontentment with people when they see it? And I just thought it was an interesting thing. You want to do Lost Juggalos of History?
Absolutely. And this week we have a motherfucker, dude.
All right.
I want to say something right now that wasn't in the clip that you shared with me earlier. This guy actually threw chairs.
Do it after the end.
Oh, okay.
Do it as like an addendum.
Yep. Okay.
All right. So we will be right back. We're going to do Lost Juggalos of History.
Welcome back to Lost Juggalos of History, where we shine a light on the realest, wildest, and most down-with-the-clown figures from history. And today, we got a certified hatchet-wielding legend. Meet Charles Shakin, the drunken baker who survived the Titanic. On April 14th, 1912, the Titanic smacks a big-ass iceberg. You've heard the story. People are screaming, running for lifeboats, saying their prayers. But my dude, he's in the kitchen, getting hammered. While everybody else is flipping out, Charles is like, man, I need a drink. And then another, and then another, and then another. And next thing you know, the ship is tilting and my dude is just stumbling around full-blown wasted. Next, the ship sinks. People are dropping like flies in the freezing-ass ocean. But Charles, dude just floats. 2 hours in the ice water, nothing to him. Everybody else, frozen solid. Charles was too drunk to die. I think we've all been there, right? They finally pull him out, and guess what? No frostbite, no hypothermia. My dude just shakes it off like a rough hangover and keeps moving. Absolute legend. I think if Charles Shakin was alive today, you already know he'd be in the front row at the gathering, shirt off, beer in hand, just wading through the pit like it's the Atlantic. The drunken baker of the Titanic, Charles Shakin. A true lost juggalo of history. Alright, that's it for this edition, but stay tuned. History's full of ninjas who kept it wicked when the world tried to sink them. Until next time, stay wild, wicked, and remember, ain't no iceberg stopping this party. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, that was a good one, huh?
We salute you.
We do. That guy was down as hell.
Hell
Now,
yeah.
what were you going to follow up with on that?
One thing you didn't mention in the clip is like while it was sinking, he while he was getting drunk, he had a fucking bottle in one hand and furniture in the other. He was throwing chairs, tables, couches, fucking everything he could find made of wood. He was throwing all that shit overboard so people could have shit to hold on to.
Damn, what a legend, bro.
That dude was a fucking absolute fucking juggernaut.
And he lived.
He was a juggalo juggernaut. He was a juggernaut.
Yeah, and it's good, and I like knowing that he made it.
Well, like his alcohol content in his blood was too high to freeze.
Yeah,
that's the only reason he survived.
That dude was shit-faced.
Up, bro. He did it.
Yeah, he was shit-faced.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's a fucking lost struggle of history.
Yeah, we got to figure out who the next one will be. Next week we'll have a more standard episode. We'll be back.
Yeah, we've been back and forth. We've been arguing. We've been fighting. Like if me and Michael were in the same town, we'd be duking it out. We're arguing over who deserves the next juggle of history. We have plenty of options.
I think that one you gave me was a little too dark. That was very grisly. That was like Matt, like, yeah, was it Juggalo? Yeah, but like fucking Hell's Pit Nether Void shit.
Oh, the prom queen guy?
Yeah.
No, dude. That's a lot. That's lost love right there, man. This guy loved her.
Oh yeah, little too much, bro.
Well, think about some of the earlier songs. Prom Queen, Under the Moon.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it something that we can put on, like you're putting our stuff on TikTok now? Is it going to get taken down if we're talking about that shit?
No.
So it can't show me fucking smoking a cigar, but it can be talking on that shit.
Yep. Apparently, necromancy is absolutely 100% on the table.
Bro, who'd you just tell me recently got charged with fucking necromancy?
Did he?
Not necrophilia, necromancy.
Necromancy.
So that dude he's summoning the dead, or
he's child sacrifice.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it makes sense, huh? He's a fucking necromancer.
Fuck.
Yeah.
He might be a lich, bro.
He actually may be a lich.
He doesn't look like he's aged all that much.
If that kid, well, that's, and nobody's gonna find. Who knows where
he's
the
fuck? What, 20 years older than me? Look at me.
Yeah. Where the fuck is his phylactery, bro? They got to break that shit.
Just Justin Bieber's asshole.
Yeah, apparently, and it ain't coming out anytime soon. You seen how fucked up that dude is?
Clip that shit.
Okay. Where's Diddy's phylactery in Justin Bieber's ass? We're going to hell, dude. You want to do the plugs? We don't have that many. You know the TikTok now, though, so we have another one.
Yeah, find us on TikTok, Mike and Mav Show. Find us on Instagram, Mike and Mav Show. You can always find us on Spotify and Pocket Casts. Email us at mikeandmaverick@protonmail.com. Send us your hate mail, death threats, comments, questions. requests, dude. Like
Advice?
I would love some requests because like if I could get some sweet ass fucking ninjas to fucking tell me, hey, I want to hear you talk about this shit and get like a fucking old ass fucking juggalos take on it.
That'd be
I'll
interesting.
give that shit. I'll give that shit.
I like how you're like, I'm an old ass juggalo.
Dude, look at me, dude. I'm gray as fuck. I'm looking worse than Jay, man. I got a heart condition.
Jay's been
100 pounds overweight, dude. I'm fucking old. I got a bald spot growing in the back. I grow and keep my hair long so you can't see that shit. I'm old, bro.
All right, you got me, dude. You got me.
You want some old juggalos fucking advice on some shit?
Old juggalo wisdom.
Old juggalo wisdom. Ask that shit. I'll tell you what to do.
I almost feel like this is Mav's new segment, Old Juggalo Wisdom. Who wouldn't want to hear that? Wait, did you mention the Instagram and the plugs?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good. I somehow didn't hear that.
Yeah, it's Mike and Mav show on Instagram.
Yeah. So follow us. Do the bit, man.
Hell yeah.
We'll have some more to talk about next week after I've, my PTSD wears off from. It felt like I understood what a male drow feels like.
And we may have a special guest who may or may not have had sex with a Bigfoot.
And may or may not be familiar to you.
Or may or may not be the actual Bigfoot.
Yeah, may not be the Bigfoot. And
Holy
for some
shit, this dude's a fucking monster.
For some of you, this may not be a new name. We'll see what we can do with that. And I think we're good. You want to get out of here? I'm tired of shit, dude.
I'm good, man. It's only 57 minutes in, but we've done this shit.
I'm an exhausted man.
I want to get my pee-pee touch. Let's
out here. You want to get your pee-pee touch? I don't want my pee-pee touch. I want to go to bed.
No, you've learned your lesson. You want your pee-pee touch.
My pee-pee got touched a little too much, bro.
Yeah, now you got a baby.
Yeah. You see what happens, kids? Don't do what I did.
Yeah. Busting inside her might feel good for a minute, but then it feels real bad for a long time.
Yeah, it feels good for a minute and feels bad for a lifetime.
No, not for a lifetime, just for a long time.
Don't listen to fucking Mav. He's full of shit. It's a lifetime. You're fucking cooked. It's over.
Well, once your kid gets old enough to start saying some juggalo shit, then that's pretty fucking awesome.
You're fucking up my PSA, dude. I'm trying to do like a.
Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, I'm saying I'm spitting some bad advice. Like, hey, wrap your willy. Don't be silly. On that note, we out, bitches.
Let.